Hi, Krista.
Hi, Suze. I just realized we saved all of our interesting conversation or used up all of our interesting conversation in our pre-recording chat.
I was kind of thinking the same thing midway through, like, wow, I really should have hit record about 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Did we already talk about it though? Because I think I talked a little bit about the EMDR, a lot about the EMDR stuff last week. No, but I don't think so. I don't think I'd gotten to the ACEs scale yet. So
I don't think you had either. We could certainly talk about that more. I found it interesting. But first, let me introduce our podcast.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Thunder Thighs and Bedroom Eyes, aka the podcast formerly known as Fat and Fucked. I'm Susie Hooker, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, Dr. Krista Knauber, and we are so glad you're here with us, listeners.
Hello.
Hello. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes. It is beautiful here. It's finally warming up, which I'm stoked about, but pollen's going to start to come pretty quickly.
Yeah, my springtime allergies are already kicking in, and we're like 2 weeks behind you all for spring, basically. Although it is gloriously temperate today, which is very welcome at this point. I'm ready to put my winter coat away for the season for sure, but not yet. We've got one more week of cold, but anywho, we don't need to talk about the weather.
I want to talk about the weather. I just want to say one more thing. For those of you who are not in North Carolina and have never been to North Carolina in the springtime, there's this maybe it's not strange or unique. Maybe this happens at other places, but it certainly did not happen where I was growing up in Wisconsin. But the pine pollen starts to float off of all the trees, the pine trees around, and covers everything in this yellow dust. Like everything that's outside gets yellow and dusty and dirty. And I had never seen anything like that when I moved here. And so we have moved in all of our furniture that's on our back deck and trying to just prepare for the next few weeks when the pine pollen comes and everything gets gross and we'll have to wash our vehicles. Well, I mean, I will choose to wash my vehicle. So it's just fascinating part of spring here.
You know, as a native North Carolinian, the pollen season has gotten worse over the last, I'm going to say like 12 to 15 years. There's this one year I will never, ever forget. You all must have been, well, maybe you weren't living here at that time. But the pollen blanket was so thick that when cars were driving down the road, you know how after a rainstorm when there's like water sitting on the road surface and that you can hear the tires roll through the water and it's like sprays up. Yeah. That was happening, except for it was pollen. You could hear cars driving through the pollen and these like waves of pollen were being kicked up. And also inchworms were everywhere. You couldn't walk outside without getting inchworms on you. It was really strange and has led me to believe that the increasingly like violent pollen seasons must have something to do with climate collapse, with these trees trying to ensure the survival of their species. So, like, we're just gonna jizz all over everything a lot.
I'd never thought about it as jizz, but it is, right?
It is. It's seed. Yeah.
Now that makes pollen season even less tolerable, thinking about these trees jizzing all over us.
Or how about, have you seen, excuse me, I coughed and then burped, so I'm going to cut that part out.
No, you're not. Nobody heard it. Now we all know, though, that you did it.
Have you seen like when the wind blows, or even sometimes when it doesn't, up in the tree canopy, sometimes it's just like
Mhm.
a yellow haze up
Mhm.
there. And when the wind blows, you can see the pollen shake free and drift through the air. It's pretty wild.
It is
It
pretty
is
wild.
it is a wild phenomenon to experience, and then also have to tolerate in a human body that doesn't like foreign particulate in our noses and eyeballs. So anyway,
Anyway, yeah, sorry, I wanted to share that just because it's not, I don't know where else it happens, but it did not happen in Wisconsin to my recollection.
don't I'm gonna say, without like knowing if this is factually true or not, but I really feel like it does not happen everywhere. I know it
Mhm.
doesn't happen everywhere in this country. I
Mhm.
don't know if that's like a particular gym that the Southeast gets to experience, or if it's just where the pine trees grow. Who knows? But
Mhm.
it's intense.
It's
It is a
intense.
little special flavor of Southern, I was going to say misery, but that's a little dramatic.
It's
but
pretty dramatic, yeah.
but you get the drift.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anywho, how's your
Hmm.
week been?
Week's been fine, I think. Yeah, I've been doing that squat walk challenge with Danny Shapiro, who is the Instagram physical therapist, or I should say, an Instagram physical therapist. But
He's great.
he's great. His stuff is really good. I paid $19
Mm-hmm.
to do his squat walk challenge, and
Mm-hmm.
it was 5 days of him giving really unique exercises to strengthen the knee. Not even strengthen the knee, honestly, like the muscles that lead into the knee, but it was very, there was a lot of nuance to all of them. I feel better every time I do just like a couple of sets of 3 exercises. But anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the guy myself.
He's pretty great.
He's got a great attitude, and there was nothing anti-fat. And he
Right.
said nothing anti-fat, except he was talking, when he was talking about um, accountability and community in behavior change. He used like multiple examples of studies that show that accountability is helpful, and he did mention partnership and accountability in weight loss as a study.
Mm-hmm.
He did share that, but he shared it in a fairly neutral way. But I think anytime that we even use weight loss success as an
As an
example, like
example.
that's anti-fat, but there was
Mm-hmm.
nothing else in there. And I mean, he said he's very non-judgmental about knee pain, and making no connection between weight. His moves are just really, they're weird, and you have to like make sure that you're paying attention to the nuance so you're getting the right things, but they're not even hard. I don't think I would say that they're hard in the sense of, I think that a lot of people in larger bodies can do his things, but he kept saying over and over again, do what you can. Even if you can only get your foot off the floor 2 inches, do that, because 2 inches becomes 5 inches, becomes 10. And it's just like, I don't know. So I enjoyed his stuff. He has a lot of great reels that show little exercises here and there that you can do for different things. But um, yeah, that's what I've been spending my free time doing, that and CEUs. So under my mountain of CEUs. How about you?
I love first I want to say I love Danny Shapiro, and I'm so glad that you have found his exercises helpful.
Anyway, I also made earrings.
Anyway, they're amazing.
Can you read
I
them?
really no. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm going to describe these earrings for our listeners. So they are circles. They're flat discs, and they're an ombre, and they go from a bright teal to this luscious kind of like violet purple color, just those two, with a really nice blend. And then kind of in the middle where those colors intersect is this rectangle that has letters embossed on it. The rectangle is also that violet purple color, and it has the chameleon dust on top of it. So it's got this like drool inducing kind of like purple, pink, teal flash to it. And it says fat bitch. And I could not love them more. Strong work, Dr. Knobber. Strong work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I love them.
I was not expecting to have arts and crafts time this weekend, but lo and behold, I've spent a hell of a lot of time doing arts and crafts this weekend. So that's
good.
Cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I have not spent a lot of time doing arts and crafts this weekend.
But what else have you been doing, Suze?
As I mentioned a few episodes ago, I had that appointment with the terrible hernia surgeon, and
Nick Carter Frankenstein.
Nickenstein.
Yep.
Nickenstein. Yeah, met with that asshole, and kind of had the realization that cannot be the only person that's had that experience with him. Every fat person I know has had an experience like that in a healthcare setting, and I'm fucking sick of it. So
fucking sick
of it. I'm gonna let my rage fuel me into action. So that big project that I had mentioned that I was working on is launching, and I figured I might take a little bit of time today and chat with folks about that, because you listeners are my intended audience for this project that I've been working on diligently. It's kind of been my ADHD hyperfocus passion project, but I think it really has legs, and I'm really excited about it. I'm stoked to share it with the community, and I'm gonna do a little chatting about it. What do you know about what I've been working on, Krista? I want to hear it from your perspective first.
That is a great way to start this. So what I know is that you, who is not like a computer programmer or a website developer or an app developer or anything, have figured out a way to have AI help you make an app. Is that right?
It is.
And which is great, because talk about accessibility when it comes to the great ideas that we have that, I would never be able to make an app because I don't know any of that stuff. But the fact that this exists, I am not 100% pro AI. Please let me tell you.
I just wanted to interject here really quickly and say that I am not pro AI. As an artist, I fucking hate AI. As a human that likes to drink water, I fucking hate AI. As a person with limited resources and a good idea that I could not have actualized myself, AI has been helpful. And maybe I'm just like validating it to myself to feel better about it, but this is the kind of use case that I feel like AI can actually be helpful for. Not a companion, not a machine to produce pornography of with your favorite person's face on the model or whatever. This kind of stuff, I feel like has a valid and valuable usage for what AI can do, because basically for me, it took what it probably would have taken me a year and a half to build if I had done it myself, with all of the research and trial and error that it would have taken me to figure out how to code something like this. It took me less than a week to build the actual architecture of this platform. less than a week.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is. It is.
So you asked me what else I know about what
Yes.
you're doing. So you're building an app, and this app, my understanding is that it is going to help to you're going to list weight neutral, health at every size providers, as well as information that fat people need to know in order to exist in public life. Accessibility with stores and clothing, accessibility when it comes to restaurants. Just really, I think, like an interactive sort of app that we can go to before we go to, Mary's Dive in Durham. I don't know that there is things like that, but to know whether or not I'm going to be accommodated when I go there. And being able to give feedback after we go to those places to broaden augment people's knowledge and awareness of what our experiences were like. So how far off am I?
You got some high points there for sure. And the last time that we kind of had a robust conversation about it, I think I hadn't really been able yet to articulate exactly what it was that I was building and what I was trying to do. I think I've gotten better at it because I've realized that I have to be able to talk about it and make it make sense for people. So this is initially starting off as a mobile optimized website. So it's a platform that will exist on the internet, but it is intended to be used on a phone. By phase 2, I have planned to quote unquote wrap it into an app. So the app is coming, but the first phase will be a mobile optimized website. And what that website will provide is a searchable directory of services. Phase 1, I'm starting with healthcare because that is an urgent need that has perhaps the most dire consequences for fat people living in larger bodies. And also there's significant overlap with the disability community here. So you can search by location, and I will do the legwork to initially input providers in I'm doing a soft launch in 3 pilot cities, which will be your area of North Carolina, the Triangle area, Portland, Oregon, and Chicago, Illinois. Those will be the first 3 cities where it's basically, in tech lingo, the minimum viable product, which is basically like proof of a working concept. So initially, in those 3 cities, you'll be able to go into the directory, search by a specialty or a particular doctor or a particular location, a zip code, what have you. And you'll be provided with a list of clinicians or providers in that area. And within those listings, this is not weight neutral specific. This is a place where people can go in and fill out a standardized accessibility form that I've created that will let people know at a glance, is this person someone that engages in weight neutral practices, or is this provider someone I should avoid? And that'll be done by having community input. This is primarily a community driven platform where people will go into the platform, fill in the standardized accessibility form for the provider or the service, or eventually, after phase 1, the transportation or the hospitality or the just other communal public spaces like museums, retail areas, restaurants, etc. I've designed the standardized accessibility form to be able to scale across any area of the public sector. So community members can go in, upload their experience, and will be asked questions like, did the seats have arms? Was there accessible seating in the waiting room? Was the restroom accessible? Was there an elevator? Did the staff treat you with respect and dignity? And there is a space where people can just write out their review after they've input everything into this standardized form. And those reviews will be moderated. All of the input will be moderated because ultimately I want to build this platform so that people can use it and trust that the information that they're getting is verified and responsible. It'll always be free for individual users. I'm creating a nonprofit so that nobody has to pay to use the service, because accessibility ought to be the expectation instead of a privilege.
I love that.
A lot of people, I have heard a lot of people mention in the past, I wish there was some place that I could go to know. And this data set does not exist anywhere. So, questions?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is so exciting to think about. This could be something that we could use on a day-to-day basis. So with that in mind, like, let's just say that I need to find a dermatologist to do a full body scan because I'm at higher risk for skin cancer because of my skin tone. So how would I what would be the process I would go through to utilize the app in order to facilitate that?
Right. So since you're in the triangle area, inside of the platform, you would navigate to the triangle area. It'll be a drop down of locations that will steadily grow as the platform grows. Like I said, after the first phase, it will expand nationwide. But since you'll be in one of the pilot areas, you can go into the app. It'll very likely be a drop down menu. I've been trying to design it as intuitively and easily as possible. Drop down menu of locations. You'd click on your location, and then it will ask you to either put in the provider's name or the specialty you're looking for. In this case, you'd put in dermatology, and once you've entered that information, it will take you to a listing of the dermatology providers in the triangle. You can click through each individual provider that is listed there, and you can look at their accessibility rating, basically. And you can decide from that information who sounds like the best fit for what you need. My intent in the future is to create a certification or perhaps a badge that providers of any kind, whether it be healthcare providers or plus size clothing providers, can apply for. And then you would be looking through a directory and you might see a provider that has a little stamp that's like, this is a fab find or FatFabFree certified. So in the future, that will be helpful to be able to immediately at a glance know which of the providers listed will be the best to provide weight neutral care.
Yeah, I mean, that's ideal, right? Does everybody get to go in and then everybody gets rated, or only the ones that people have gone to? How does that work?
So I have built into the preliminary budget a salary for research, basically. And initially, that will be me. I will be the one doing that research, where in each city, I will be reaching out to, first, I'll search and see if anyone has recommended previously providers inside of any given specialty. And then I'll do my due diligence to ensure that they really are weight neutral and I'll input them. But beyond that, I will be spending the time as the researcher to basically make cold calls and have my list of standardized accessibility factors and just start asking questions, because I recognize that we need to have providers in the directory of providers for this to function. So initially, I'll be paying myself to do that work. In phase 2, if I am able to capture the kind of funding from health equity organizations or social justice, health justice organizations, I'm looking for partnerships to help fund this. On the larger scale for phase 2, I would be paying someone else to do that. So it's a part-time position for someone that would very specifically go through region by region and make these phone calls, make these emails, and follow up. And if a provider's office simply will not engage with that kind of questioning, be it the person that works at the reception desk or the clinician themselves after multiple contacts, that is also a data point, and that is something that will go in the directory. So if they're not even interested in having the conversation whatsoever, with no response, no input after multiple attempts to contact, yeah, I mean, I think that says something. I know doctors are busy people. I know it. So it's not going to be like, well, they didn't call me back 3 days later, so fuck them. We're talking like I will put a list, and it'll probably be like a 3-month period that I'll wait until I list someone as non-responsive. But that part's still a work in progress. But initially, I'll be doing the research to input clinicians in these regions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are going to be some very busy providers who do well working with folks, with fat people, and they're not going to get back to you because they don't. That's just more, for some, that's more the rule than the exception. And I hope that you're able to find a way around that to, not write people off just because they don't respond, finding some other way to connect with them, or at least find out information, who's seen them.
Yeah. Exactly. So. Exactly.
Yeah.
I have confidence that, with the organization system that I've set up for myself to do this kind of cold outreach, that even speaking with a receptionist can have value. So
totally.
There are data points that I can gather, even if I don't speak directly to the clinician themselves. So
yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I really, really love your gay audacity that you're like, there needs to be an app. I'm going to create an app and I'm going to launch it nationwide eventually. I'm going to start with 3 cities. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and helping to talk you up and talk up the website database /app, because we need it.
We do. And one of the things that feels most exciting to me, in terms of where this can go, is, yes, the users of this app are the primary intended focus, but it could have greater ramifications on a larger scale, in that this data set, like I said before, doesn't exist anywhere in the world, but I'm talking about America. This data set doesn't exist anywhere in America. So there is no documented insight into where these kind of accessibility gaps exist. And once that data exists, scientists and researchers can use that to create a more accurate picture of the scale of the problem of this lack of accessibility, and begin working on solutions. And that means that this data could help support policy change. 73% of Americans roughly are considered quote unquote overweight or obese by the current CDC guidelines. So this isn't a minor percentage of the population. This is critical mass. And obviously the fatter the body gets, the more reduced the accessibility becomes. But accessibility benefits everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
I am really excited at the thought that perhaps having cold hard data on how many areas of public life have become inaccessible for fat people, if that can lead to policy change, that's my wildest dreams right there, is primarily helping people find the services that they need and want in a way that will be safe, dignified, and respectful. But secondary, if policies about accessibility can be changed to become the norm instead of the rarity, I mean, I think I could die happy.
Mm-hmm. You're dreaming awfully big there, Suze.
Yeah, that's how I do.
It is how you
Why
do. I
not?
know. I love it.
Why not? God. I mean, that kind of, federal level fat policy is what got me in this game to begin with.
Yeah.
When I, realized that there weren't fat lawmakers, full stop, period, that there were 6 of them all across the landscape. That was my launching point for this podcast and, my drive for fat justice. So in a way, this is kind of full circle trying to address the initial need that I discovered that filled me with such rage. So yeah, I'm back to, wanting to change the world. So
yeah,
I think honestly, that's where I've lived for my entire life is, I've always felt really motivated to do something to make the world a better place. And I think I have absolutely found my niche, and that for my lived experience and my perspective and my voice, fat justice is where that energy needs to go. So
that's amazing. So how can we support you?
Well, I'll definitely be putting the campaign on my Instagram. I'll probably put it on Facebook. I'll put it on the podcast's Instagram accounts, on Substack. It's live if you want to support.
Financially support.
Or with visibility. Because I understand not everybody can financially support. I mean, in this economy, times are tough out there, and I get it. So, any dollar amount, any amount that you could donate, fantastic. If it's $1, I'm grateful. What counts ultimately in order to kind of get this to a spot where like it's a trending campaign, the number of donations matters a lot more than the amount. So, if I got 300 $1 donations, there's a good chance that would become a campaign that GoFundMe would be like, this is a hot campaign right now. But also just sharing it. If you share it to your own networks, if you know people that may be interested, there will be links that you could share or send or repost, and any kind of support, be it financial or be it visibility, will be so helpful, and I would just endlessly appreciate it. And I don't think that I've even told our listeners what the name of this platform is. It's FatFabFree.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, look out for FatFabFree. Share it with your friends and fam. Drop me a couple bucks. It'll benefit us all.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
I'll definitely
got a good feeling about it. I think that the need is clear and the moment is right. So wish me luck, folks.
Yeah, good luck. I can't wait for that to come out. I'm ready.
Me either. I'm very excited about it. I feel, as I do when I think about projects that really light me on fire, I feel really, really positive about the potential impact that this could have for fat people. So,
Great. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to go to dinner with you, my friend. Let me just check the FatFabFree app quick to just see about some good places for us to go.
Mm-hmm. Do the chairs at this particular restaurant with bangin' margaritas, do those chairs have arms on them? Ooh, we might need to pick a different spot. You know,
Mhm.
it's it's gonna be great.
Mhm.
Gonna be great.
Love
So
it.
useful. Me
And this is
too.
why you've not been crafting lately.
This is why I have not been crafting lately. I have been busy
Your
doing.
mandalas are calling, Suze.
I know. I'm gonna absolutely get back to my glitter rhinestone disco tile mandalas. Absolutely. Um, I cross stitched a little bit last night for like 30 minutes and it felt really good. I'm working on my frog and toad cross stitch of frog and toad on a bicycle built for two, and it says "Be gay, do crime." So basically, like the best of all worlds for me.
I was going to make a comment before when we were talking about the app, the FatFabFree app. Just like your gay audacity is like in full swing with this app.
Mm-hmm. It is 100%. I am stepping into my gay power. The audacity to claim my gay power is present and accounted for. You know, because the fucking world's on fire. Like, time's a wasting. If I got shit I want to do, why wait? Why wait? Why not right now? If not me, then who? If not now, then when? You know?
Mhm. Right.
So, yeah,
Love it. And I
good
hope we can
stuff.
all sort of uh your sorry.
What
Your
was that?
enthusiasm is, I was going to say infectious, but that sounds gross. It's
It does.
contagious.
Contagious?
That sounds gross too, honestly.
Interesting. I've never thought about that very thing. That, like,
Contagious. It's like a disease, right?
yeah, infectious, also a disease.
Uh-huh.
Weird. Anyway,
Brings us full circle back to what we were talking about at the beginning.
sure does. Yeah. Well, I hope that all of our listeners are able to find something positive to hyper focus on that will help them sustain and resist the fucking tyranny that is going on right now
Mhm.
in our world. You know, this is somebody was talking about find the glimmers. Like, the rhinestones are the glimmers. This is like a fucking dazzling display of audacity.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's making me feel better about the world. I mean, doing something to help other people is always, I don't want to say a curative, because there are very few things that could cure the issues that are happening right now. But, it's a really good way to make yourself feel okay about the state of the world by helping other people. That's
Mhm.
something that I've found time and again throughout my life.
Mhm.
And I guess it's something you do every single day. So good for you.
I mean, really, I don't know what life is like to not be helping people.
Find the helpers. Look for the one wearing the fat bitch earrings. That is absolutely the helper I would run towards in a crisis.
Funny because there's been so many times when we've been talking about fashion choices or things, and I'll be like, something that I love. Like most recently, I think the full sequin caftans that you shared with
God,
me.
yes.
Oh my god! And I
Oh,
was, I think I said, I was chuckling. I was like, oh my gosh, what would you do if you went to therapy one day and your therapist was wearing a full sequin caftan in therapy? And what did you say?
I would follow that therapist to the ends of the earth.
I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
exactly what you
Something
said.
like that. Yeah, for me, ideal therapy. Ideal. Oh, you're wearing a full length sequin caftan to our to our session. Well, obviously, I love and trust everything you're going to say. Because you're my people, clearly. We are clearly simpatico.
Yeah, that is so funny.
I mean, that seems like a beautiful place to end this episode. Full-length sequin caftans on a therapist. Enjoy that mental picture, folks, because I sure do.
I love it. I would live in full-length sequin caftans, I think.
Yes. I'm going to put a link in the show notes to this particular brand that kind of like launched the sequined caftan micro obsession. They're great. They make their pieces in, they're not as size inclusive as they could be, but I believe the pieces do run up to a US size 30, if I'm not mistaken. They're a UK company, so their sizing charts are a little bit different, but US size 30 they can accommodate up to. So,
and they're so fucking hot.
Oh my God, they're so hot. They're expensive, but oh God, if ever a garment was worth the money, y'all check this out.
Right. Unlike, what was the company that you showed me recently, the with the plastic bag purse? Who the fuck was that?
Oh my God. Fucking Balenciaga. Assholes. Get the hell out of here with your $1,200 plastic Dollar General bag that you just put Balenciaga on instead. No.
It looked so stupid.
And are we just being like trolled by the elites at this point? Like,
yeah.
Ha ha ha, peasants. We're carrying the same bags as you are, but ours is branded and absolutely unaffordable and ridiculous. If I saw that bag in public, I would absolutely want to, quote unquote, accidentally brush up against it with a sharp object to just rip it. It's a plastic bag. God. My God. No, this is a terrible note to end this podcast on. It's like late stage capitalism at its worst. Talk
and
about
also,
an infection.
Going back to the sequins sequin caftans that are worth every penny of the $200 to $300 that you would spend on them. They are incredible and worth it, and like craftsmanship, right?
Handmade. They're handmade.
Yeah.
With love and intent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang on. Let me see. I want to name check this place like while we're still on air. Okay. The place that makes these incredible, a steal at twice their price, full-length sequin caftans is called Fumbalinas. Fumbalinas. Then you can find them at shopfumbalinas.com. I'll put the link in the show notes.
They should also sponsor this podcast.
They should. But maybe we really just need to like get on some podcast sponsorship here. Maybe that's something we'll look at in the future.
Or maybe we'll just subtly tag Fumbalinas and Danny Shapiro in
over and over every week. Yes. For sure. All right. Well, this has been a blast as per usual.
Agreed. Absolutely. Agreed. Thank you, Suze, for all you do for this podcast, for the app, so that, I mean, you are single-handedly making life better for fat people everywhere.
That's the goal. That's the goal, man. Gotta have a plan because, as you said in the last episode, quoting someone you saw on Instagram, nothing dries you up quicker than a man without a plan.
Say that? Oh my God.
You sure did. You were just explaining a reel that you had found that you particularly enjoyed. So I'm a lady with a plan. Watch out, world. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, listeners. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you choose to spend time with us. You can find us on Instagram and Substack at Thunder Thighs Pod. If you've got questions, comments, topic suggestions that you might like us to talk over, or call-ins, because we are white ladies of a certain age that are imperfect humans. So if you want to write us about any of that, you can hit us up at fatfabfree@gmail.com. And as always, be fat, be fab, and be free. Bye-bye.
That's a wrap. Woo.
Yeah.